ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीराम जय जय राम। 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 जय जय राम। जय जय राम। ॐ रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। ॐ श्रीरामचन्द्राय नमः। ॐ अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातन्नमामि। रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातन्नमामि। ॐ श्रीहनुमते नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनम्। ॐ श्रीचिन्मयसद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ नमः श्री तुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन मे। ॐ श्री तुलसीदासाय नमः। Hari Om, a warm welcome. Yesterday, having seen a very beautiful description, te narayah saratajahina kavu jinake ramacharana bhalabhavu, those people who have got love for Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra ji's feet and surrender at his feet. जो नहाई चह एहि सर भाई सो सत्संग करौ मन लाई. Those people will gain that ability, will gain that interest with the blessings of Bhagavan to go towards satsang. Now see, there are very important points here I would like to mention about satsang. Even going to Manasarovar, Kailash Yatra, or going through this great Grantha Ramacharita. Very important point is we must bring in some interest in that. In any work, in any matter, unless I show interest in that matter, that particular thing will not become interesting. I used to tell the students, whenever I used to go to these college talks or school children to address them, this very important sentence which Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmayananji would say, if you want a subject to be interesting, show some interest in the subject. Same is with Ramcharitamanas, same with Kailasa Yatra. Any yatra, any work, any even smallest thing, the moment I show interest with love, with care, with dedication, devotion, commitment, concern, you will find that activity cannot but be successful. It has to be successful. This is law, prakriti, dharma. Therefore, the moment I show love and respect, I show commitment and concern, I show that beautiful feeling towards it, then whatever the activity it may be will no more become a difficult task. It is not a task at all. It becomes such a beautiful activity. Isn't it? Same as with this. Satasanga karav manulai. You go there. Like you know how Tulsi Das said right at the beginning. Tadapi kahai. Gura bar hi bar. Again and again he told me. At that time I had no interest. Probably. I did not know much how to understand it. That technique of understanding. So what we require here is, one is love, the other is Viveka Shakti. To understand properly. Therefore, so satsanga karai manalai. There are two types of interest coming from within. One interest is natural interest. You will find, if you go through this website and all these YouTube channels and Facebooks and book pages, everything, you'll find some little small children. The way they're singing or playing some instrument maybe, or there are some people who can play multiple instruments, isn't it? Be it percussion instruments or be it the other string instruments. All of them they can play. Some people have got that talent. Isn't it? Like that, small child, 2-3-year-old child recognizes multiple ragas. A great Vidwan is sitting and singing the swara of that raga, and that little child playing with some teddy bear, playing with some ball or some toy in his hand or her hand. It is able to recognize the raga. How do you place that? Therefore, some of it is a very natural, inborn quality, they say. But the second type is cultivated. It doesn't come by birth. It comes over a period of time. Sometimes you may have you may have a hatred. But slowly you will find it slowly turns out to become an aspect of great love and affection. Cultivated over a period of time. So here also, going to satsang, if it is a natural phenomenon, there is nothing much to discuss upon. But if it is not a natural phenomenon, then one has to cultivate that interest. Going to satsang, listening to Ramakatha again and again. And you will find, we have not yet started Ramakatha. In fact, there is a lot of details he gives, and then only he starts to make sure that our mind is fit enough to listen to that great and glorious Katha. Alright, so we have to go again and again. Like, for example, even exams, not that everybody likes exams. Many people don't like exams, but then they have to repeatedly learn. Only then they will be able to give the exam properly. Is it not? Similarly, here you have to go again and again. But in this case, there is no exam to be given, but there will be a lot of love that will be created because of the glory of Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji. Every single one, you will discover, I would put it that way, we will discover a great sense of love, depth. You will come to discover the beauty, the glory, the greatness. Isn't it? All that comes only through satsanga. Therefore, one must again manalai. Satsanga karavu manalai with lot of involvement. One has to take up to satsang, is what Acharya says. असमानस मानस चकचाही भई कवि बुद्धि विमल अवगाही भयउ हृदय आनंद उछाहु उमगेहु प्रेम प्रमोद पबाहु. Tulsi says, असमानस मानस चहचाही भई कवि बुद्धि विमल अवगाही. मानस रामचरित मानस. And with lot of love, Kavi, he is talking about himself, Tulsi Das ji. Kavi bhai buddhi bimala avagai. My buddhi became cleansed. Cleansed from what? From all the impurities of the mind. Ramacharita Manas is such a thing which will clean your inner being. Being meaning what? Not that Atman. Atman is eternally pure. The Antakarana. The Antakarana Shuddhata will take place. Purification of the Antakarana. Therefore, Prema Pramoda Pabau. Prema means what? That love. Love Umagevu. It will just pour out. Why? Basically, we are all emotional persons. We had discussed this earlier also. Basically, we are all emotional. Even if I don't show emotion, that is also another type of emotion in not showing emotions. It is an emotion. We are all emotional people. We have to accept. We will only be showing our stupidity if we say, no, I am not an emotional person. I am a rational person. I have no emotion. Then you are fit enough to be something else. Not human being. Think, human being will have emotions. Therefore, Umagevu prema pramoda prabhavu, love and delight, joy will just come out. Now with this, the Manasa Prakarana comes to an end. Manasa Prakaranam. Now the metaphor with reference to Manasa, here it is what? Manasa Sarovara. That metaphor comes to a close here, and immediately Tulsi Dasi takes up another metaphor, another Rupaka, which is on Sarayu. Sarayu is a river, right? Sarayu is a river, and that itself is taken as a metaphor. How beautifully he brings, you see, in the same 39th Chaupai itself here he says, चली सुभग कविता सरिता सो राम बिमल जस जल भरिता सो सरजू नाम सुमंगल मूला लोक वेद मत मंजुल कूला नदी पुनीत सुमानस नंदिनी कलिमल तृण तरुमूल निकंदिनी श्रोता त्रिविध समाजपुर ग्राम नगर दुहुकूल संत सभा अनुपम अवद सकल सुमंगल मूल सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय बोलो भय सब संतन की जय. Another very beautiful metaphor. Sarita. Sarita means, Sarayu. Sharayu is the actual nama. In Loka Bhasha it becomes Saraju. Here he calls it as Saraju. Ju is Loka Bhasha. Making it more simple. Jasa. Jasa means Yasha. Alright. So, Loka Bhasha Saraju. Otherwise, it is a Sharayu Nadi. It is said, according to the Purana, Sharayu Nadi comes from Manas Sarovara. It is said in the Shastra. Of course, if you Google it, you will have so many other different kind of representations, whatever. Chali Subhaga Kabita Sarita. So, he compares that Sarayu Nadi to the Kavita which he writes upon Pujya Ramchandraji. Now see, Rama Bimala Jasa Jala Bharita. So, Jala, the Nadi, water is nothing but Rama Bimala Yasha. Bhagavan Shri Ramchandraji is pure, beautiful, glorious Yashas. Jala Bharita. So, in the form of Sarayu Nadi, this particular Ramacharita Manas is what I am writing as Kavita, as what? As poetry. Nothing but Bhagavan's glory. Saraju Nama Sumangala Mula. What is the name of the river? Sarayu. Sharayu river. Saraju Nama Sumangala Mula. Very, very auspicious source. Here, the source is what? Manasa Sarovar there. But actually what? Kailash Parvata. Kailash Parvata indicates Bhagavan Shivaji. This Rama Katha started from Shivaji and it is flowing down, and as Sarayu, it is flowing through me to the devotees as Ramacharita Manas. And now the next line is a very, very important line. Loka Beda Mata Manjula Kula. Kula means the two banks of the river. Every river has got two sides, isn't it? Manjula Kula, very beautiful banks. What are these banks on which this Ramacharita Manas Sarayu river is flowing? One is Veda Mata and second one is Loka Mata. But here, very interestingly, Tulsidasi says Loka and then Veda Mata. Why does he bring Loka first? Because an individual initially understands the Laukika Drishti only comes into him. The Loka only comes to him first. Then out of understanding, out of discrimination, Viveka Shakti, and then through Jnanam, the Veda Mata comes to his mind. Therefore, Loka Mata, Veda Mata, Manjula Kula, two banks of the river. I think we have discussed earlier about this Mata. Mata means it is not the religious Mata, Hindu Mata, Kristava Mata or Kraistava Mata or Islam Mata. No. Here Mata means opinion. The real meaning of the word Mata is opinion. Not understanding these words in its right perspective, we see so much of bloodshed. What more to talk of? In the name of caste. Now, even the politically caste census, etc. comes out of utter ignorance, utter foolishness, utter insensitivity. There is nothing called caste. Caste does not mean the religious outfit, any of them for that matter. Mata means opinion. There are a lot of talks going on about it. But Krishna clarifies in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha. Guna and karma decides the Chaturvarna, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. what activity you perform based on the quality and texture of thoughts that I entertain decides where I belong. Puja Gurudev would very hilariously put it across. Just because I was born in a Brahmin family and then I was, you were thrusted upon a cross belt, he would say, for the Janayu. It is not insult or something like that. The idea should be taken very in the right perspective. The Janayu has got so much deep importance. And not in terms of religious mata, in terms of practical significance. One has to go through it properly. Well, that another occasion will come in Tulsi Ramayana only. At that time we will discuss more about it. Mata means opinion. So one mata is Laukika mata and the other one is Veda mata. Veda mata discusses upon the ultimate goal of human life, which is Brahman. And for a Bhakta, Bhagavan. Whoever the Bhagavan, the Ishtadevata may be. Here we have taken up Ram. But then what is the ultimate goal of life is to reach Bhagavan, to get to know to gain the knowledge of the inner being, the true self, the truth of the whole universe. That is Vedamata. At the same time, you also have Lokamata. What is Lokamata? In terms of Dharma, righteousness. All these are Lokamata. Ramacharitamanus is such a beautiful text which will give us the knowledge of both Lokamata and Vedamata. Lokamata in terms of how one has to lead a life, dharmic life, righteous life. How should he live amongst people, amongst the society, among the community? What should be his responsibility in the society? His responsibility as a member of the family, as a responsibility to his own self also. All are included. This is from the standpoint of, from the secular standpoint, if we may say so. So we have a secular standpoint and we have a sacred standpoint. Sacred standpoint, Veda Mata. Secular standpoint, Loka Mata. Loka Mata also deals with so many other things. Dharma of an individual. Dharma of a family man. Dharma as a member of the society, a member of the community, a citizen of a nation, and at large a human being. Lokamata. Vedamata totally belongs to oneself and the truth. It has nothing to do with the Loka. Very, very clear. Loka and Vedamata, Manjula Kula, beautiful banks. And I tell you, when we go through this, you will find what a fantastic way of presentation. What a glorious way of teaching each and every one of us. He says, Nadi Punita. Nadi, this river, Punita Su Manasanandini. Manasanandini, Punita, the one which purifies the inner self. Sumanasa, Manaha. At the same time, here it is said, it brings purity to the entire people. On both sides. Kalimalan Trinataru Moolani Kandini. Kalimala, it just washes away all the impurities of the mind. When we, take it as our life's goal. Ramacharita and then very beautiful. This doha is amazing doha. He says, Shrota Tribida Samajapura Grama Nagara Duhukula Santa Sabha Anupama Avadha Sakala Sumangala Mula. This Ramacharita is Sakala Sumangala Mula. It is a very source of all auspiciousness in the world. How? Through what? Shrota Tribida. There are three types of Shrotas. In the Shastra it is said, Samajapura, among the people, there are three types of Shrotas, it seems. One is Uttama Shrota, Madhyama Shrota, and we should not say Manda Shrota, we can say Kanishta Shrota. Uttama Shrota, Madhyama Shrota, Kanishta Shrota. Who is Uttama Shrota? The one who has got a tremendous capacity for understanding the knowledge, using his Viveka Shakti and applying it into his life. Who has got the ability to listen carefully, who has got the ability to discriminate whatever he has listened to. It should not be a blind jnana. Pariprashnena sevaya upadekshantite jnanam. One has to serve the master and pariprashnena, asking him questions, meaning what? Gain the knowledge with proper discriminative abilities. Such a person is called Shrota. That is Uttama Shrota. Then you have Madhyama Shrota. This Madhyama Shrota, he has a fair amount of abilities. We should not underestimate him. Madhyama Shrota has got a fair amount of Viveka Shakti, a fair amount of ability to listen, but there is always a lacunae in him. When I say him, he, she is also involved. When I say him, her is also involved. Please understand this. I will not be telling again and again. So, Madhyama Shrota has got a fair amount of Viveka Shakti and fair amount of ability to listen, but not to the extent of the Uttama Shrota. Then you have the Kanishta Shrota, who has a rare amount, a rare ability of Viveka Shakti and a very rare ability to listen carefully. Some other very wonderful person who was speaking, he said, the other way, a sarcastic way of saying, three types of Shrota. One is a Shrota, one who listens. Second one is a Sota, one who sleeps in the class. Yesterday we discussed, you remember? He is pushed into, he is dragged into the answer. You come and start. Ramaya Rama Bhadraya. That's all he can listen. Why? Immediately, Bhagavan Jani, what an ability he has got. What? The moment you start, Yare Kugadali, in Kannada there is some song. Whatever happens, nothing affects him. He cannot hear anything, but others can hear his snoring. Sota, Shrota, Sota. And the other one is Sauta. Oh, Sauta. Who is this Sauta? Shrota I can understand. Sota, yes. What is this Sauta? Allah, not Sauta. Sarauta, sorry. Sarauta. Sarauta means, this nutcracker. When you go in some of the shops, the people who sell nut and all, beetle nut, etc. They they'll cut everything. Here, Sarauta means Kutarkavadi. Shrota, Sota, and third one is, he doesn't sleep, but whatever the other person says, he will have. Ramchandra Mahavata. He does not have the ability to take care of his wife also. For everything they will tell something. Kutarkavadis. Another type, third type. Anyway, coming back. Shrota Tribida Samajapura Grama Nagara Duhukula. Both in Grama as well as in urban. Villages as well as in urban, there are three types of listeners. Santa Sabha Anupama Avadha. Santa Sabha, that confluence of all the saintly people, knowledgeable people. Santasabha, we have also seen earlier, isn't it? In that Manasa Sarovara, that Mantapa with all the creeper, where all the people come and sit down and exchange their ideas. Latest, this one is, they say, chai pe charcha. They say, there it is, jnaan mein charcha. Saintly people come and sit and discuss, and we describe about that mandapa, isn't it? That in that mandapa, saintly people come and discuss about Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra Ji's glory. Grama Nagara Duhunkula Santa Sabha Anupama. It is inexplicable, immeasurable, that Santa Sabha. And what is that? Avadha. Here he brings in this beautiful city called Avadhapuri. A village, town and city. There are three. And here he says Avadha. I would suggest, please go to Google and say significance of Ramayana by Swami Chinmayananda. Type. A video will come. So beautifully Gurudev brings in the symbolism of Ramayana. You must listen. Alright. Anyway, coming back. Santa Sabha Anupama Avadha. Incomparable, wonderful city, Avadha, which is Ayodhya, Sakala Sumangala Mula. It is the source of all auspiciousness. How beautiful. We will continue tomorrow. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om